Parasound, less commonly known as Parasound Products, is an American manufacturer of amplifiers, preamplifiers, and phono stages for use in home and professional systems. Parasound was founded in 1981 by Richard Schram, a graduate of the University of California at Berkeley and a former employee of Pacific Stereo, which was also known as Pacific Electronics and was considered one of the largest U.S. audio retailers. According to Schram himself, it was his work at Pacific Stereo that allowed him to gain important experience, learn a lot, and eventually launch his own company. It is important to note that a particular influence on the design of early Parasound models came from the Concept brand, which was once part of Pacific Stereo's portfolio. Concept's influence on early Parasound products is understandable. The fact is that Schram was personally involved in the design of Concept's 16.5 stereo receiver. Thus, Richard utilized familiar designs for his first models. When the business was just starting out, Schram had high hopes for permanent cooperation with large chain shops, which, according to Richard's plan, were to promote the Parasound brand throughout the country. But the plan did not work, as the launch of Parasound production coincided with a domestic crisis in the AV market. In the 80s, many large American retailers ceased their activities and refused to cooperate with young companies. Thus, Richard Schram and his new company were left without partners and promoters. However, these problems did not stop the fledgling venture. Schram decided to promote Parasound on his own, and literally personally offered small tech shops to try to sell his products. This strategy worked and helped Schram create a base for further development of the company. The main feature of Parasound products of those years was reliability. It was due to their high quality that Parasound products were noticed by major electronics manufacturers with large customer bases. In the late 80s, Schram began to be approached by representatives of various companies with offers to fulfill individual orders. Schram felt that producing custom-made devices for well-known brands could be a good source of income, and it would help him invest in his own brand. This is how the period of OEM manufacturing began. Customers included Sonance, Memorex, Philips, Ultra Analog, Classy, Mitsubishi North America. In other words, they were very prominent companies with great opportunities. In 1988, Richard Schram received a business proposal from John Curl, a well-known and experienced audio technician. Curl saw Parasound's potential, but felt that the company needed help to take the brand to the next level. Schram readily agreed to work with Curl, who went on to become one of the company's chief designers, responsible for designing the circuitry for the flagship amplifier models. In addition, John Curl did much to professionalize the engineers who were already working at Parasound. In other words, Curl took on additional responsibilities in the form of expert advice. Curl, like many other talented engineers, always stuck to his own understanding of how quality musical equipment should be built. He used only proven quality components, preferred balanced circuit topology, and avoided the use of capacitors and inductors wherever possible. By the mid-1990s, Parasound had achieved what Richard Schram had originally set out to create. The company built its own line of components, which included premium 2-channel HCA series amplifiers. Each amplifier was equipped with 2 powerful toroidal transformers, that is, 1 per channel. Also, in the Parasound catalog of those years, there was already a whole separate range of digital converters, which were equipped with unusual power supplies with several independent transformers. Having achieved good business results and having earned a reputation, Parasound decided to start producing preamplifier processors for home theaters. It is worth saying that the company managed to launch the theater range without any disagreements between employees. In the 90s, the heads of many successful companies were very interested in the then still new field of home theaters, but not all engineers were ready to partially reject the familiar hi-fi in favor of new age receivers and surround sound processors. This often led to conflicts. However, with Parasound this did not happen. Schram and almost all of his team were interested in multi-channel sound and home theater equipment. As a result, the company did not just start producing surround sound systems, but also became a supplier of professional equipment for film studios. In 1996, the company introduced the flagship AV processor PSP 1500. The model supported Lucasfilm's THX home cinema sound standard and was also ready to work with Dolby Pro Logic and Dolby Digital 5.1 formats when used with a special decoder sold separately. In the late 90s, Parasound signed a contract with Lucasfilm and became a permanent partner of this film studio. Parasound equipment was used for the first, second, and third episodes of Star Wars. Later cooperation with Pixar, Sony Pictures, Universal Pictures, Warner Brothers, as well as a number of independent directors began. In the early 2000s, Schram and Curl decided to take a little break from cinema systems. The engineers had an idea to develop a top-of-the-line monoblock amplifier. In other words, the company wanted to show itself as a manufacturer of modern high-end equipment. The result was the Halo JC1, which was a 400-watt Class A and AB monoblock amplifier. The letters JC in the name indicated a signature model of John Curl. The company, and in particular its founder Richard Schram, was pleased with the new product. According to Schram's memories, working on the Halo JC1 was a great pleasure. In addition to Curl, circuit specialist Carl Thompson was involved in the development of the amplifier. Later Bob Crump joined the team and his unique talents were claimed to be exceptional. Rumor says that Crump is so highly talented that he can sense not only the sound of different circuits, but can also hear how the cabinet material or any internal component of the amplifier changes the character of the sound. The Halo JC1 was launched in 2003. The amplifier was well received, which led to the development of the JC2 preamplifier and the JC3 phono stage. These models were also successful, and the company decided to start developing a whole range of components from John Curl. Parasound continues to produce premium JC components even today. One of the most important models in the JC series is considered to be the JC5 stereo amplifier, which was released on the market in 2018. This model was created on the basis of the JC1 monoblock. Also a very significant product was the JC1 Plus amplifier, which, as the name suggests, is based on the first model, but with some improvements. Introduced in 2020, the JC1 Plus received the unique Bibi Music Rails modules, which act as noise-reducing filters, resulting in a cleaner sound. As before, the JC1 Plus was personally worked on by John Curl. At the time of this amplifier's launch, Parasound also offered several separate product lines. In addition to the flagship Halo range, these included the ZoneMaster, Z-Line, and new Classic ranges. ZoneMaster components were manufactured especially for use in installations. For the amplifiers in this range, the company used its traditional technologies, but here the engineers have utilized Class D amplifier modules. The Z range included compact devices ranging from phono stage correctors, universal stereo amplifiers, digital converters to headphone amplifiers. The new Classic range brought together reworked versions of the original Parasound classics of past years. In 2022, Richard Schram, who had run Parasound for over 40 years, decided to retire and sell his company. The new owner became David Sheriff, an experienced entrepreneur and trade specialist. The new owner not only retained Parasound's core product lines, but also expanded the lineup with some pretty interesting models. For example, the Halo A21 Plus stereo amplifier, designed for audiophiles and film lovers alike, won several prestigious awards in 2024. Another interesting addition to the catalog is a set of JCA 100 monoblocks. This special product, created under the control of John Curl, is positioned as an ultimate uncompromising solution for high-end enthusiasts. All monoblocks included in the limited edition JCA 100 sets are hand-paired and manufactured in the USA. As of early 2025, a set of JCA 100 is priced at $30,000. This high cost is explained by the uniqueness of the project and the exceptional quality of the devices. The company pointed out that John Curl will personally receive a significant part of the proceeds from JCA 100 sales, and some of the money will be used to support educational programs. Although the company manufactures a number of exclusive high-end models in the USA, the majority of Parasound components are assembled in Taiwanese factories. The cooperation with Taiwanese factories, however, began back in the 80s. Parasound Central Office is located in the USA in San Francisco. The company continues to develop and regularly obtains new partners in different countries. Parasound publishes all important news in its blog on the official website of the company. This is the end of the video about Parasound. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. There are many more interesting episodes to come.